Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Amy and this is Thrift Adventure. I'm a full-time reseller primarily on the Poshmark app, but I do dabble on other online platforms and I sell locally. Today I'll be doing another ship with me video. I do these videos every week and I share the different items that I'm shipping out. I talk about how much they sold for, what I paid for them, and what my profit was. So you want to be sure to watch all the way to the end because I always have interesting and unique items, and hopefully you can learn some new things to keep your eyes out for when you're out thrifting. So let's get started. These sales are from over the holiday New Year's weekend. So today is January 2nd. It was a pretty great weekend considering. So the first item that sold on Chairish.com, and it is a set of 6 of these wine or drinking glasses. These are by, I think it's pronounced Faltzgraft, and I think these are probably from the 1970s. I don't know that I would have normally picked these up. They ended up selling for $99 for the set of 6, plus a $15 packaging fee. On Chairish, you can charge a packaging fee, which is in addition to the shipping cost, and the buyer pays both. So I think that is a really great sales price. The main reason that I picked these up was because they were at the Goodwill and they made it to half off day, so they were only $1 a piece. And they had a lot of them. So I thought that it would make it a little bit easier to list because I could just use the same description and change the quantity. And I think it turned out pretty good. These only took a couple of months to sell. So like I said, I paid $6 total. So after Chairish's fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $86.22. I think that is great. The next item also sold on Chairish, and it's just this cute mid-century vintage brass Roadrunner figurine or statue. It ended up selling for $89 plus a $2 packaging fee, so $91 for this brass figurine. I paid $3 for this. So after Chairish's fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $68.42. 2 really great profits. I'm going to move these out of the way because I'm going to package them up off camera. If you haven't watched my videos before, Chairish charges a 22% seller's fee if you have 10 or more items. If you have less than 10 items, they charge 40%. So you want to make sure that you have enough items to list before you get started. If you're interested in selling on Chairish, I did link the Chairish seller's guide in the description box below. It's not an affiliate link. It's just something that I really recommend people read before they start selling on Chairish. Okay, the rest of the items sold on Poshmark, and the first item is this double prong brown leather belt, just kind of a basic belt. I don't think there was a brand name or anything on it, but if I find belts, leather belts in good condition, I will always pick them up. If you watch my videos regularly, you know that I sell belts all the time, and I really love buying and listing and shipping them. So this one sold for $20. I paid $3. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $13. I like to try and make a minimum of $10 on my belts, but I'm always shooting for it to be higher than that. And I try not to pay more than $3. For my belt sales, I use either the small flat rate box or this box, which is slightly larger, which is the 1096L box. And it works better for a little bit wider belt. Okay, the next item that sold is this somewhat vintage sterling silver little clover brooch. I just thought this was a really cute little piece. It ended up selling for $30. I had just paid $1 for this. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $23. For those of you who watch my videos regularly, you know I love buying and selling jewelry as well. And I always will pick it up if I can find it for an affordable price, because along with the belts, it makes a nice bread and butter item, which means a type of item that will sell consistently for you for a decent price, and that you can easily source for a low price in your area. Or at least that's how I look at it. Okay, and usually for my jewelry, I either use the small flat rate box or I will just use the padded flat rate envelope. I typically get my boxes at the dollar store, and my ribbon I only pick up secondhand at estate sales and thrift stores. Okay, the next item is a pretty great sale. It is this, let's see, I've got quite a few coats, so I'm afraid my pile's gonna fall over here. Okay, stay. So it is this, what else did I drop there? I'll find it later. It is this men's vintage genuine shearling sheepskin coat, and it's in this pretty brown color. I do pretty well with these shearling coats in the tan color or the brown color. Sometimes they take a little while to sell if you want to wait for a higher price, but you know, you could easily list these for $80 to $125 and sell them quickly. I like to wait to try and get $150 to $200 for mine, but I got an offer for $173 for this one, so I decided to go ahead and accept it. I am gonna package this up off camera just because it's pretty bulky. So like I said, it sold for $173. I paid $20. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $118.40. Another really great profit. I really like to try and focus on items that I can sell for higher dollar amounts so I can work smarter, not harder. But as all of you know, you can't always find high dollar items every day, all the time. So you have to, you know, mix in some of these lower dollar items that are easy to find and flip. So the next item is this Fabletics kind of cropped puffer jacket. I don't typically pick up Fabletics, but the reason that I picked this one up was because it was a size 2X. So whenever I find something that is in nice condition, that is a decent brand, in a plus size for an affordable price, I will pick it up, just because I think that it is kind of an undersourced category, and there are a lot of people, you know, the average size in America I think is a size 10, 12. So I think it's important that we, you know, try and find sizes that will fit all different people. This ended up selling for $25. I had initially hoped to get a little bit more, but you know, Fabletics doesn't always resell for that well. I might finish packaging this one up off camera just because it's all puffy too. But I am motivated to start accepting reasonable offers on my coats because, like I said, it's January and I don't want to be hanging on to these bulky coats through the summer. Okay, sold for $25. I paid $4, so after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $16. The next item is a pretty fun sale. It is this vintage 1960s kind of hooded trench coat. And the main reason I picked this up was because it had the hood, and then it had this really beautiful kind of pleated detail on the back. And it just really had a beautiful tailored fit to it. Plus it was at a thrift store that was going out of business. So everything was half price. So I only paid $4 for this. It ended up selling for $60, which I think is a pretty great price for a vintage trench coat. And there was no brand name on this. So when I find a vintage item that does not have a brand name, I will list it under the vintage brand on Poshmark. And you know what? I'm going to package this up off camera too. These are just kind of hard to wrestle when I am filming. But so there is specifically a brand that just says vintage on Poshmark, just like J. Crew or Patagonia or whatever. And so I will list it under that, and people follow that brand so they will see when new vintage items come in, and it's just a great way to get your items more exposure. Okay, so it sold for $60. I paid $4. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $44. I think that's great. The next item that sold is this pair of Miss Me jeans. These were the Irene boot cut, and they were a size 28. A lot of the stores in my area price up Miss Me jeans. I think maybe it's because we kind of have a larger cowboy community. So I don't typically pick up Miss Me items. But I got these at a fill the bag sale, so I got them for just $2. Plus, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Miss Me jeans are doing quite as well as they used to. These ended up selling for $33 with discounted shipping. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $21.42. I do get a lot of questions about these plastic sheets that I use, and they are actually long garment bags like the dry cleaners use. So they're the full length ones. I just cut them in half so to reduce waste. I got mine at an estate sale, so I can't link you know, these exact ones, but if you search on Amazon plastic dry cleaner garment bag roll, you will find something similar. They do seem to be kind of pricey, but when you get a roll of 500 or 1,000 and you cut them in half, that will go a long way. So like I had 2 rolls that I bought for $5 each at an estate sale, and I have been using them for almost 2 years. So even if you were to pay, you know, say $60 for a roll and it lasts you the whole year, I think that's a pretty great price. When I run out of these, I'm not sure that I will get more plastic. I may switch over to paper just because it's better for the environment. But we'll just kind of have to see when I get there what I decide, or hopefully, you know, these last me through estate sale season, and so I can find some more at estate sales. Okay, well, that is it for today. Don't go anywhere. I will be back with either more Ship With Me content or reseller tips, and I will see you then. Oh, if you are enjoying this type of video, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below. All those things really help me out. They mean the world to me, and they tell YouTube that people are enjoying my videos, so that helps my channel grow. Okay, I'll be right back. Hi again, it's Thursday and I have a few more things to ship out. Definitely slowed down from this weekend, but that's okay. I am happy to have sales. So the first item that sold is this vintage leather belt, and it has these kind of inserts. I believe it's snake skin or eel skin. It's by Tony Lama. It was in very distressed condition, and it is just the belt, no buckle included. This ended up selling for $25. I had paid $2 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $18. Let's see. I apologize if the lighting or the angle is off here. I'm filming a little later in the day than I normally do. I got a late start, and then I really wanted to get some items photographed while the lighting was still good for that. So I hope you guys don't mind terribly much that the lighting is a little off. It's looking like this week will just be one full video just based on the number of items that I have sold. So if I have a whole bunch of sales, I'm going to try and split the videos into 2. And if it doesn't turn out to be super great week, then I will just have one longer video. Okay, the next item that sold is these Vince Camuto boots. And these were super popular a couple of years ago. All the bloggers were buying and linking them. And the comps didn't seem to be as great anymore. I think I listed these for like 36 or something like that. And I got an offer relatively quickly for $25. So I just decided to go ahead and accept it. I don't have really great luck with getting high prices for Vince Camuto, or it's selling quickly for the shoes or boots. So I just decided to move these in and move them out. I had only paid $2 for them. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $18. For some reason, at the first of the year, I am always a lot more motivated to move out inventory. You know, we all want to kind of start fresh at the beginning of the year, and today is, I think it's January 4th or 5th. So the next item that sold is this fleece jacket, and it is by Lolly or Lole, L-O-L-E. And I had picked this up for myself at the Goodwill, and I wore it a few times, and then I just decided it was a little bit too snug through the bust for me. And I had purchased a couple new coats, and my front coat closet was just bursting at the seams. So I went in and pulled out a couple of things that I didn't think I needed anymore. This sold pretty quick for $25. It looked like this brand had a higher retail and some decent comps. But again, I got this offer and just decided to take it. I don't remember how much I paid for this because I bought it for myself. But because it was from my personal closet, I just decided to put my cost of goods as $0. I can't imagine I paid more than $6 or something for it. So it sold for $25. After Posh fees, that made my profit $20. Not going to complain about that at all for something that was already in my closet. So don't go anywhere. I will be right back, hopefully with more sales to share with you. Hi again, it's Saturday and I have a few more things to ship out. It didn't turn out to be the best week, but not the worst week either. I will take it. So the first item that sold is this, I'm not sure if this is vintage or not, but it is a Tony Lama belt, and it is tooled leather, and then it has this silver tone buckle. I always love picking up Western style belts, and Tony Lama makes a really good boot, cowboy boot, and belts. And this brand always seems to do quite well for me. I think it has a higher retail, and it just always has nice styling, and the quality feels really good. So this sold for $37 with discounted shipping. I had paid $1 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $26.58. This didn't really take too long to sell, maybe a month or so. So I think that is really great. The next two items sold in less than 24 hours. In fact, the video will have come out before this video comes out, but I have these in a thrift haul, and I was going to upload that video in a couple of days, and these have already sold. I was kind of surprised with both of them. So the first item is this 100% cashmere sweater, but the brand is TSE, which I had not heard of before. I just picked it up because it was a size extra large. It was 100% cashmere, and there were quite a few other pieces from this woman's wardrobe on the new rack at Goodwill. So I just picked up quite a few because they were cashmere and larger sizes. But when I looked up this brand, it looked like it had pretty great comps. I listed this at $89. which in hindsight, maybe I should have listed it higher because I have my Posher VA sends out automatic 10% off offers with discounted shipping. So this buyer got an offer for $80 with discounted shipping, and they accepted. There was a lot of interest in this sweater right away. I think it had 10 likes in less than 24 hours. So definitely keep your eyes out for this brand, TSE. I know I will in the future. I had never heard of it. I paid on average $7 a piece for the cashmere sweaters at the Goodwill. So after Posh fees, my cost of goods, and that shipping discount, it made my profit $54.98. I am really thrilled with that for a quick flip. And a couple of these I did price competitively because that day I spent $277 at the Goodwill. And so I wanted to kind of recoup some of that investment quickly. So the next item is this Lululemon. I think this was an Align jacket. I can't remember what it was called. I looked it up, but it was in excellent condition. You know, I don't usually do really well with Lululemon, so I was on the fence about picking this up for $9, but because it was in excellent condition and it was a size 14, that is why I picked it up. And this sold like in 2 hours. The buyer offered me $50. I can't remember what I listed it at, maybe $65. But because Lululemon can kind of sit for me sometimes, I decided to just go ahead and accept that and move it in and move it out. Like I said, the Goodwill had this priced at $9.99, but I had that 10% off coupon, so I paid $9. After Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $31. I think that is great, especially for a really quick flip. I even said in my thrift haul video that I was considering, I think I said I was considering returning it, or I wasn't quite sure if I should have picked it up, but I guess I was wrong. That ended up being a really great haul after I looked up some of the comps for items that I picked up. So that is it for this week. My total sales for the week was $788. Like I said, not my best week, but that's an honest week. I'm not going to complain. My total cost of goods was $64, so really great return on investment. And my total profit after any website fees, my cost of goods, and any shipping discounts was $559.01. I will take it. January, like I said, is typically a good month for me, but typically I think I have higher priced items that sell, but fingers crossed that it, you know, swings back up because I could definitely use the sales. I hope you guys are all having a successful new year, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. All those things really help me out, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.